Hi, my name's Emily Roman. After searching a long time for a topic for my research paper, I decided to write mine on nicotine and the effects that it has on the body. More specifically, the epidemic that is teen smoking and vaping. Now, coming across this topic was not as easy as it just randomly popping into my head. When I first heard that we needed to come up with a topic for our final research paper, I freaked out a little. I remember when I first thought of the idea because it was only a few short days ago. It was late at night and I was sitting on my bed in my dorm room, and it occurred to me that my audience is my teacher and my classmates. Therefore, I wanted to pick a topic that would be interesting as well as informative to my audience. I also wanted to pick a topic with something I could educate myself on as well. I have been juuling for a long time, and for those of you that aren't aware of what juuling is, it is an electronic cigarette that resembles a flash drive. The device is very small and has a compartment which you insert a pod that contains nicotine and many other harmful chemicals. Unfortunately, it is very easy to get addicted to vaping, as I now know. I sat there on my bed thinking, and I thought back to when it all began. It was about a year ago, but I remember it like it was yesterday. It was a rainy day my senior year of high school. Juuling had reached its peak, and nearly everyone in my high school owned a Juul. I was never really interested in it because growing up I didn't know anyone that smoked and was very uninterested in the idea as a whole. It all began one night when some of my friends and I were invited to go to a friendly get-together. I arrived at Emma's house to get ready, and hours later we headed to the party. Once we arrived at the house, I could already hear the music blaring from outside. When we went inside, I remember almost everyone I saw had Juuls with them. I was standing next to some of my friends, and a guy came up and offered them a rip of his Juul. They all said yes, and I did too. After I hit his Juul for the first time, I remember coughing so much I thought I was going to cough up a lung. However, after a few more hits, I realized that I didn't cough anymore. We all enjoyed the party, but after the long weekend, I went back to school and began to use other people's Juuls until I decided that it made me feel relaxed and that I enjoyed the sensation I got when I hit it. So I decided to go buy my own. After only a few short months of owning a Juul, I became dependent on it and needed to use it between classes and after school. I saw so many of my friends going through the same addiction as I do now. Now being in college and witnessing so many of my friends become so highly dependent on smoking in such a short amount of time, I was intrigued in doing my research paper on nicotine to learn more and uncover why smoking is so addictive.